Okay guys, welcome back to part 2 of our Canada trip. If you couldn't already tell, we're in Banff. So we landed in Calgary, which is about an hour and a half to 2 hours away from Banff. So we hired a rental car, and so this is my dad driving us from Calgary airport all the way to Banff. And this was kind of the route. It was relatively scenic, and we were just looking at all the nice houses that we saw and sort of all the trees, and yeah. And then here we saw an animal overpass, which is used so all the animals can cross over the highway safely, which I think is so cute, and so nice to be considerate of the nature and the wildlife. And they also have animal underpasses which go underneath it, so there's only a few overpasses. Hey DTVlogs Squad, welcome back to another video. Today we are in Banff, so I'm going to give you a quick room tour, and then I will insert clips and videos of what we got up to while we're here at the end of the room tour. Okay, so when you first come in, there's this long full-length mirror, and this is the door to come in. And then over here is the bathroom. So we have a shower over the bath, and then a toilet and a sink, and then this nice big mirror where you can see everything. And then that way is to where Dylan and my dad are staying. Okay, and then you come in here, and this is where me and my mum are staying. So we have a bedside table, and then there is this massive bed, which is so big and it's so comfortable. And then we have the cupboards here, and I believe the mini fridge is in one of them. I think it's this side, just there. And we've just been putting water in there. And then they also gave us this cake, which is really good. We've been digging into that. And then there's a TV. And then over here we have a table and 2 chairs, and then this is the view out of our room. You can kind of see the mountains over in the background, and we've just been up to the top of a mountain today, which was really cool, which I will show you later. And then we have our suitcases here, and then there's another bedside table here, and then let me show you into the boys' room. So it's like an interconnected room, so there is a cupboard here which we have our coats in. And then through this door connects to their room, which is pretty much exactly the same. They have a cupboard here, and then their room is just a slightly different layout. Oh, here's Dylan. So it's pretty much the same. And then their bathroom is right here. So yeah. Oh, I also forgot to say they have a fireplace too, which we don't have, but I don't think we've actually put it on yet. So yeah. Okay, so that is it for the room tour. As I mentioned before, I will insert clips and photos of what we've been up to. We've already had our first day here, so we got here yesterday, so we've been up to a lot, and we're going to be up to even more tomorrow and the day after. So stay tuned to see what we get up to. And if you made it this far in the video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Bye! Okay, so this was the hotel we were staying at. It is the Fairmont in Banff, and when we first got there after getting off the plane, this was the food we had. It was all just, we ordered loads of little small plates, and it was all so delicious. And then the next day was our first full day in Banff, so we went on a little private organised tour, and on this tour we were going to Lake Louise, Moraine Lake, and then at the end we also went to Bow Glacier Falls, which was really cool, so stay tuned to see the clips from all of that. And here was us seeing a train, so I'm going to let you listen to it. So obviously the train was quite loud, but I thought I'd let you listen. And then we arrived at Lake Louise, and this is a little panorama of the lake. Here is all of us at the lake. It was so bright, but a little bit chilly. And this is a little video of Lake Louise. It's such a pretty colour, and it's so nice to see the mountains in the background. And then this clip is now actually Moraine Lake. And this one was actually, I would argue, probably my favourite of the 2 lakes. I just think that this one had such a pretty colour, and I loved the background. There were so many more mountains in the background, and I don't know why I preferred this one, but it just looks cute. And then this was the little path we had to go up. There was a path alongside these rocks to get to this viewpoint, which the colour just looks so amazing from the top, and it looks so much different from the bottom. Like, it's such a different colour. It looks a lot more like see-through down here, whereas at the top it looks a lot more blue, like in this picture, which is very interesting. And then we went on a walk all the way to the end of the lake, and this is what it looks like. There was just a little stream and a mini little waterfall going into the lake, which was quite cool to look at. And then to end off our little private tour, we went to Bow Glacier Falls, and this was what it looked like. And it was very cool to see. Apparently they have filmed some stunts on it as well. Then we went up the gondola to the top of a mountain. So this is us in the gondola, and it went on for so long and we went so high. I think you're going to see in this clip quite how steep it gets, which was crazy. And here's a little picture of us in the gondola. It was a little bit scary at points when you would go through the bits that would like hold onto the wire, because it would kind of shake a little bit. But this is us at the top of the mountain. There was lots of places to eat up here, so we were having lunch up here, and then we later walked all the way to the top of that mountain, you can see. But yes, this was very good, and this is how far we were from home at that point. And a little picture of a bear, which was about as close as we got to seeing a bear on this trip. And some more mountains, and this was just sort of the view at the top of the mountain, and it was so pretty. It was breathtaking. But you really felt quite dehydrated at the top, so we were drinking lots of water. And then we also went to Banff Hot Springs, which is basically a hot pool, but it kind of felt like a hot tub, but it was all sort of natural water. And then the next day we went on a boat ride to this lake. So I think we did about 12-kilometer bike ride. Some of it was uphill, some of it was flat, some of it was downhill, but it was so worth it to see this lake. It was so pretty. Then this is some of the food we had while we were there as well. It was all super delicious as well. And that kind of concludes what we got up to while we were in Banff. It was such a good part of our trip that I really enjoyed. It was super scenic. But stay tuned because we continue on across Canada in the next video. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!